you're one of a few guys in the locker room who've kind of been in this situation before after game 2. Do you how much you just draw back on that experience of a few years ago of like, okay, first 2 didn't go the way we wanted, but there's still, 5 more games left to play.
Yeah, I think the biggest, thing that you just need to just realize is that when someone wins, it just counts as 1 game, right? It doesn't count for 4 wins. So it's the first of 4. So just taking it a day at a time. Obviously, we have 2 days in between games 2 and 3 to go back to the drawing board, get in the film room, get in the lab, get shots or whatever it is, take care of our bodies, then get ready for a big win on Friday at the crib. I think the mindset is the mindset, man. Take it 1 game at a time, but to try to get 1 and then go to the next one. But when you win, it just counts for 1. Obviously we're down 2-0, but still a long series left ahead, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the guys on our team go back home playing in front of a great crowd. I'm expecting a great crowd at the crib. So obviously we're disappointed that we lost 2, but there's a lot that we can take from both of these games to help us in game 3.
Maybe off that, Dame had just said, if you can kind of capture the way you all have played when you've made these runs, the comebacks at the start of the game, or more. So how, I guess, do you find that in a couple of days off, knowing you've done it in stretches, but maybe not often enough or early enough?
Yeah, just sense of urgency, right? It's the playoffs, man. Playing for all the marbles, man. First to 4 moves on. First to lose 4 goes home. It's that simple. So the margin for error isn't that big, right? There's a small margin for error. So you mess up a read, guy gets open, knocks down a jumper. If you mess up a switch, guy gets downhill, you help, they swing for a jumper. So just game plan, discipline. I think in the first couple of minutes we gave up strong side corner. We talked about that, still gave up strong side corner. So there's a lot of things to take away the game plan, discipline thing. We lost by 8 or 7 points, but we gave up 15 points off just game plan stuff. So there's a lot that we can learn from it. I'm excited for our game on Friday. Obviously, it's a much-needed win for us, but I'm excited for for our team, man, and see what we're made of.
It felt like so many of your corner threes were out of that 2-man game, whether it was Dame finding you on a driving kick or Giannis in the pocket. Just what were you seeing there to line it up tonight and knock those down?
Just watch the film on my last shots, didn't hold my follow-through up. If I hold my follow-through and be on balance, I got a good chance of making it. So just make the adjustment. It's all about making adjustments from game to game. Game 1 doesn't dictate what you're going to do in game 2, and obviously throughout the series from game to game it's going to be different. Obviously they're probably going to close out harder on Friday, so have to do something else with the ball. But if I have the opportunity to line up and shoot it, just shoot it with confidence. It's what you've been doing every day. Literally our job is to shoot the ball. We get up shots every day, so if I'm open, you have to let it ride, miss or make.
Defensively, you guys have struggled a little bit at the point of attack, and that means you're either helping or switching or whatever it is. What have you seen maybe at the point of attack that has been such a problem for you guys in this year?
Man, I like where we're at. No problem for us, man. Just got to get back in the lab and figure things out. And obviously, I like our switching lineup, especially second unit. Come in, change the game. We play with a sense of urgency, things and that. But we got to figure out a way to get out to a good start so that we're not digging ourselves in a hole. First 2 games, we get down big, and now we're exerting so much energy to come back. Obviously we want to get out to a good start, so I'm excited to see what we're going to do Friday. See, we're going to come with that sense of urgency, which we should, especially with how the series is right now, being down 2. The sense of urgency should be high for everybody.
Dame said this is a mental battle. Obviously every playoff game probably feels that way to you guys, but how do you solve that as a collective? It's one thing to work on it as an individual, but as a collective, how do you get through that?
Just standing there now, doing what you can do, doing your job. One thing in the playoffs, sometimes the misconception of this guy has to do a little more, this guy has to do this. Just do what you do. Don't think more of it. It's still a basketball game, right? Obviously, you want to win the game, but do what you do to help the team. If you shoot the ball, you shoot the ball. If you're a rebounder, you rebound at a high level. Do more. Give more to the team. Look at what you can do to help the team be better. How can I get myself up for the betterment of the team? How can I get an offensive rebound? How can I get the 50-50 balls? How can I play better defense? Just looking at yourself in the mirror, coming ready to play and playing with that sense of urgency. That's the biggest thing, especially in the playoffs, is big boy ball, not many fouls called. Some calls might not go your way. Who cares? Next play, next game mentality, and just stick with it. Obviously, it's gonna be highs and lows that come with the playoffs, but that's why we get paid the big bucks to play in these games.
And then game 3, obviously, it's a crucial one. What's your rally call? You talked about it. The fans are going to need them, but what's your rally call for them?
Man, just come be loud. Obviously, we got to protect home court. I think the biggest thing for us is just, calming down and just playing ball, right? Just settle in. I think as the series progresses, guys start to settle in, especially in my time in the league that I've noticed, like being in the series, game 1, you might have the jitters. Game 2, you might calm down. Game 3, now it's like a regular season game, except there's high, reward if you win and move on. So I think as the series progresses, guys will settle in and get to being themselves and get to playing with that swag and confidence like we always have. But I just think that game 3 is the biggest one. Obviously, we need it in the worst way, and I think we will get it.
Speaking of that, it's felt like a couple times in this series when something goes wrong for Scoot, he'll try to get it back on the other side.
Yeah.
We talked before the series about how it can be tough in your first playoff series to kind of feel that.
Yeah.
How do you guys try to help him out with that a little bit, just to maybe not press?
Yeah. I think one time when he turned it over and they got a bucket and I seen him had his head and I ran up to him, beat him on the chest like, yeah, come on, bro, you good. Like, it's going to be highs and lows that come with it. Obviously, I love Doc. He lets us play through our mistakes, figure it out. Things like that, just doesn't take a guy out for making a mistake or turnover, whatever it is. So, obviously he's going to learn from it, grow for it. One of the biggest things is watching film, seeing how they're playing. You seeing a low man, seeing the extra action. That's what I try to do, especially from game to game, because every game is going to be different. They're going to guard you different. They're going to make their adjustments. We're going to make ours. So, just thinking on the fly, staying confident, and being who you are. Like in school, you get buckets. That's what you do. You get guys involved. You never forget that. So I think it's simple, man. He's a hooper. He's a basketball player. You're going to make mistakes, but I think the biggest thing is just staying confident and being you.
During the week, there was a lot of emphasis from all of you, Doc, about trying to cut down turnovers, finish defensive possessions with the board, right? And I understand there will be turnovers and there will be offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
But how do you view, I guess, these two games where maybe they've gotten that board in between 3 guys, or there's been that live ball turn, especially since there was such an emphasis on it during the week? Is it frustrating that they've been able to do that, or maybe haven't been able to finish possession, or how do you view that going into?
I think our biggest thing is getting out to a good start. If we get out to a good start, we wouldn't even be talking about offensive rebound. We follow the game plan and not give up strong side corner for 2 threes to start the first 2 minutes of the game. We wouldn't be talking about offensive rebound. That's 6 points right there we gave up for no reason, helping strong side corner. So if we follow the game plan that the coaches do, they have all the resources and whatever to come up with the best game plan for us. If we just follow what the fuck we're supposed to follow, then we wouldn't be in this position talking about offensive rebound and things like that. I think following the game plan is just a big thing, and game plan discipline, obviously the jitters, the anxiousness, you want to make a play or whatever it is, but just got to follow the game plan. We gave up 2 corner threes to start the game with Neesmith and Turner, right? So that's 6 points right there. We lose by how many? 7, 8. Like maybe it's a 1 possession game with 10 seconds we have the ball. You never know, we have a chance to win. So the more, like I said, the margin for error is that slim.